Hello YouTube, thanks for tuning in to my channel once again. It's me again, and I'm bringing you guys another video. In this video I wanted to talk about breeding angelfish and whether or not if you can make a profit from it. This question has been asked a lot in the fish tank community. I'm just gonna give my side of it and just let you guys know how it's been for me. Me personally, I didn't profit from it too much, but I was able to, pay for all my expenses. I was able to pay for my equipment. I was able to pay for my lighting plans. I was able to pay for a lot of stuff, but nothing. I wasn't able to profit enough to where I had, money in my pocket and I was able to quit my day job or anything like that. Now, maybe if I were more efficient with my breeding, if I was constantly doing the water changes, maybe like twice every 2 weeks, 50% water changes to make sure that my angelfish grow like they're supposed to, and develop fins like they're supposed to. Because as you can see, most of these angels, there's very few of them that look really good, like that one, and then there's a lot of them that are like stunted, and their fins are kind of stubby and short. And that's because I wasn't doing enough water changes, and I had a lot of angelfish in the same tank. So if I kept up with that and I minimized angelfish casualties, then I'm pretty sure I would have been able to make a small profit from that. But the only way to really make a profit from breeding angelfish is to do it full time, and if you plan on doing it as like a full-time job, and you're really willing to commit to it fully. You can't just do it part-time and expect to make thousands of dollars. It doesn't really work that way. And on top of that, you need lots of tanks. I only have 3, and that's like the minimum of minimum requirements. 3 tanks is not sufficient enough to breed angelfish. It's enough to pay for your expenses, in my opinion, but it's definitely not enough to quit your day job or anything like that. So that being said, I want to talk to the people who are planning on doing this for the first time, with the idea of making money in their minds. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm not trying to discourage you. But I am going to let you know it's not going to be easy, and it's not going to be the way you think it's going to be. Me just having these 3 tanks and breeding the amount of angels that I've bred and selling them for what I've sold and the amount of angels that I've sold, that took a lot of work and dedication, and that took also sacrifice, because I had to sacrifice a lot of things. I had to sacrifice sleep, I had to sacrifice time, I had to sacrifice a little bit of space in the household, and if you live in a home where you have family members or roommates and stuff like that, it also affects them, because you're taking away their space. And if you're not taking care of your aquariums and you have dirty tanks all over the place, and that's really gonna affect their space. They're not gonna feel comfortable coming into their own living room, seeing dirty fish tanks that you're not taking care of with a bunch of fish in it. So you got to keep that in mind. And also breeding angelfish, it's not just oh, you feed them and change their water and that's it. No, it's you buy angelfish You buy 8 to 10 of them, then you have to be patient and you have to wait like 8 to 10 months until you get a chance of even getting a pair, an angelfish pair. And once you do get that pair, then you have to learn how to take care of the eggs. If they start eating their eggs, if they take care of their eggs, then you have to learn how to feed the fry. You have to learn how to change their water, and then you'll have to transfer them to another tank. And then you have to wake up every morning and feed them, and then you have to get somebody else to feed them, and then you have to prepare food prior. You have to prepare food for them constantly. It's like an everyday thing. You can't take a break, and you can't keep your eye off of, your breeding, because if you do, then you're gonna slip up, and you're not gonna be very successful. And it took me about 2 years before I even made my first sale. And I'm not even talking about sales to the pet shops, because I don't even count those, and that was the biggest mistake ever, is selling to the local fish shops in my area, because they pay you nothing for your hard work, and then they'll turn around and sell your angels for like $20 when they only gave you $1 for each one, that are like about this big. And then you gotta learn. So that means you gotta ship out your fish, and you gotta learn how to package them. You gotta learn when to take chances on not putting in a heat pack in there, because you don't know what the weather is like where you're sending them to, and everything is your fault when you ship fish. And if they die, it's always your fault. It doesn't matter if the person that bought your fish is an idiot and they live all the way up north. Like in Canada, and it's snowing up there, and you live all the way, down south where it's a little bit warmer. It's your fault, even if you put a disclaimer on your ad saying please don't order when your weather conditions are not right for receiving fish. And it's a lot of hassle. It might look like fun when you look at videos of people breeding angelfish, but it's not fun. For me, it was fun for a little bit, but then it just started turning into a chore. And I think that's why I couldn't keep up with the water changes anymore, because just coming home and then having to change their water about twice every week or every 2 weeks, overdoing it, making sure they have the best quality of care. It was just too much for me, and I couldn't handle it. I couldn't balance it with work and family and other stuff. So like I said, if you plan on doing it, just put those things into perspective and make sure that you're ready for those challenges. And another thing you want to look at is make sure that if you plan on breeding angelfish or any kind of fish, make sure you're breeding a fish that is either going to be unique, that there isn't any in your area that's being sold. Make sure that it's going to be a type of fish or a type of species or color of a fish that's very unique and that's very high in demand. But at the same time easy to breed, like angelfish. Don't try to breed like rare plecos or anything like that, because you'll be taking a very big risk, especially as a beginner. If you feel very confident and you have a lot of experience in breeding fish, then yeah, go for that. But if you want to breed fish and you're just starting out and you don't know what fish to breed angelfish, because they're really easy to breed. You still need to learn a lot of stuff about breeding angelfish before you do it. But once you get the hang of it, and once you do a little bit of trial and error, you can definitely get the hang of it. But yeah, it's a lot of hard work. And make sure also that the people that, if you're living with people, or if you have a lot of people that stop by your house or your apartment, make sure that they're okay with seeing a bunch of aquariums and fish all over the place, because some people will think it's cool and some people will just think you're crazy. And And also think about, you know, the long run. Like, do you plan on doing this for a long time? Because, you know, once you set up these tanks, you know, it's really hard to take them back down, especially, you know, when you've put all the effort into it and you don't want to just throw all that away. So just think about that. And honestly, like I said, in my opinion, if you want to, there's only two ways to make profit off of breeding angelfish, and that's to breed very nice looking angelfish and work really hard for 2 years, and making sure their fins grow out good and making sure that, you know, their colors turn out good. Or you can mass produce fish at a very high quantity rate and start selling by the bulk, which you're probably gonna need like a basement, or, you know, like a very big house or a warehouse. You're gonna need like a lot of space. But excuse me, that's my take on breeding angelfish. I did enjoy it for a little while, but, you know, after a while it just became a chore. And I might do it again. I'm not sure. Or I might just, you know, keep these tanks and you know, just like decorate them and like I'm really thinking about planting this one and putting some plants in there. And after I get rid of a lot of these angels, I want to go ahead and just keep like 6 or 8 of them that I really like. So far, the ones that I really like is like that one right there, and then this one right here. This one looks really nice. Yeah, a lot of these do look nice, but some of them just look absolutely terrible, like that one right there. No, wait, hold on. There's some of them in here that have like really bad stubby fins. They're just really ugly to look at. Like that one. You know, as you can see, like his fins are small, but like his body is like long. And you don't want that in angelfish, you know. But anyways, that's my take on breeding angelfish, guys. Like I said, don't let me discourage you. If you want to breed angelfish, do it. But just keep in mind the cost, keep in mind of the time, keep in mind of the learning process, and also keep in mind of others that are living with you or that visit you constantly. Alright guys, if you enjoyed this video, please support my channel. Give me a like, subscribe to me. I do upload at least weekly or bi-weekly. I try to upload at least once every, you know, week or 2 weeks. Also, if you have any questions that I didn't go over as far as breeding angelfish, go ahead and leave me a comment. You know, every time you guys leave me a comment, I do get a notification on my phone. So, and I'll be able to respond to you guys quickly. And also, if you guys see an angelfish in here that you guys want, also leave in a comment with the time frame of the video that you see the angelfish in. Excuse me, and I'll be sure to sell that angelfish to you. Just let me know. I'll set up an eBay account and I'll sell you guys some of these angels. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. You guys have a great day. See you guys in the next video.